Hello, my divine kings and queens. I'm back to do another video. Really quick, I wanted to let you guys know, if you haven't already, make sure that you go ahead and check out my Walmart store. I am selling a couple products on there, as well as if you're following me on TikTok, I just synced my TikTok shop to my account. So make sure that you go ahead and go check that out. And I'm pretty sure that you guys will find something that you guys need and would like for the holidays for you and your family and your children. And so I wanted to come back on here and talk to you guys about just your silence and your strength in this season. There's a reason why God was instructing you. And there's also a reason why just within yourself, you knew that you was making the right decision when you decided to just be silent about a lot of things that you knew probably was happening around you, that you knew probably was happening behind your back. And you just was led to be quiet about it and to move forward with your life. And as you proceeded to move forward with your life, you started picking up the broken pieces of your life. You started regaining your strength and your power back and your courage to figure out what your next plan should be in your life, right? What your next plan should be as far as regarding your career, your finances, your love life, your personal life, just overall. You were figuring out things in your life that you probably didn't know that you needed to do before. That was probably making itself aware to you. Things were becoming clear to you as you started to pick up and move forward. And there's a reason for that, because let's just say that people were behind your back sabotaging you, right? People were going behind your back and plotting. I'm telling you, every single last one of them are falling right now. They're either turning on each other, they're falling, or there's certain things that they went up against to sabotage and take from you that they're losing. In some type of way, these people are blocked in their life because they decided to group up together to try to go up against you and block you when they didn't have to do that. A lot of these people just felt like they were high and mighty and that they was in a position to do you like that. And see, there were a lot of lies that was told in the midst of you being attacked, in the midst of you being criticized, in the midst of you being betrayed. And see, you weren't led to sit up here and state your case and try to get people on your side. You was just led to be quiet and move forward with your life because God had what? Bigger and better planned for you. It wasn't meant for you to be in that season, in that period for the rest of your life. You're not stuck. And for all my chosen ones, you know that you're not stuck. There's in every phase and every cycle of your life, it's meant for you to learn a lesson in it, and it's meant for you to get on with your life, move forward with your life, and step into the next phase, step into the next blessing, wherever it is that God has for you or who you believe in. That's what you had to start prioritizing. As opposed to before, maybe you was distracted. Maybe you wasn't looking at things clear. Maybe things wasn't, making itself, like I say, so there's certain things that probably wasn't illuminated to you, is what I'm trying to say. That was after you was able to get up and move forward. And see, what's happening now is your silence and your strength is exposing a lot of enemies that went up against you. Because let me tell you something, if in fact they were looking for a reaction out of you, if in fact they were looking for you to be in a certain position in your life, if in fact they was looking for a certain outcome for your life, they're still sitting back looking. But see, the thing is, they're not in the position that they was before when they went up against you. Now these people are stuck and blocked in their lives. And they're looking at you and they're obsessed with you. They're confused. You understand what I'm saying? Because one thing about a person, you could do a person wrong. You can block a person. You can try to move on from a person. But if you didn't do that thing in right and decent order, let me tell you something. You will never be able to forget that person. I just said something. You can block a person. You can sabotage a person. You can hurt a person. You can try to come up on a person. You can whatever it is that you want to do to somebody. But if you don't do things in right and decent order, you can't expect your life to continuously move on the way that it's been moving, and you're going out here wreaking havoc, wreaking chaos and destruction in somebody else's life. Do you understand what I'm saying? You don't go about doing that to people. You have to watch the way that you move. And that's why I tell you, in a lot of situations that you was in, it wasn't just for you learning a lesson. It was for your enemies learning a lesson too. But you served as part of their lesson and them encountering you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because see, these people is going to continuously move the way that they had been moving, continuously going about lying, continuously going about stealing, doing whatever it is that they're saying or doing regarding you. But see, your silence and your strength, it spoke volumes. And even to people that you did not state your case to, but to people who thought they knew your story, let me tell you something. Them people who was going about trying to paint a certain narrative about your life and your story is being exposed. Because let me tell you something. People shouldn't have been going out here trying to speak foul on your name. People shouldn't have been trying to go out here and do things towards you to try to see you in ruin. To try to see you, like I say, in your mind, stressed, broken, confused. But this is why I tell you, a lot of it has to do with your energy, has to do with your purpose, has to do with who you are. Your light irritates people's demons. Do you understand what I'm saying? The evil that you were surrounded around. You don't understand the evil that was in these people, the darkness that dwell within inside of them. These people will go about their life. If no one stops them, if no one chastises them, if no one corrects them, they will go about their life, especially when they have enablers around them that's just like them, that's telling them that what they're doing is right. No one is telling them that what they're doing is wrong. These people are people who you were around that did not think highly of you. And that's the sad truth. That's the hard, cold truth for you. But it doesn't matter at the end of the day, though, about how people view you. What matters is how God views you. And he always has you on a pedestal. He always thought highly of you. That's why he had bigger and better plans for you. But this is why sometimes you have to be set back before you can move forward. That's why in that period that you was being set back, held back, delayed, denied, betrayed, lied on, hurt, broken, beaten, battered, bruised, used, abused. In that period, there was things that you had to learn when things were not working out for you. There was things that you had to learn when people were sitting up here lying on you. There was things that you had to learn with fake people trying to come around you to get up in your business, to try to be connected to you because they wanted to be a part of where God was taking you. But see, when it comes to these people that went up against you and told lies on you, let me tell you something. One thing that my mom always told me, be careful how you tell lies on a person. Because see, let me tell you something. You better have them lies written down somewhere. Because see, when somebody that's really smart, that got their head screwed on right, they gonna go back and call back on a lie that you told 2 years ago. You probably was getting away with it, but they'll go back. I'm gonna pull back on a lie that you told 2 years ago. And if I get a different response other than the response that you told me 2 years ago, nah, you ain't got to say nothing else to me, because at that point you've already exposed yourself as being a liar. You don't need to take that back. You don't need to say, oh man, my mind was confused. Because see, you don't get confused when you're telling the truth. You get confused when you're telling a lie. And God is not the author of confusion. The devil is. So in whatever shape or form that you're trying to sit up here and state your case, I don't want to hear it, because you just already exposed how you're not for me. That's what's happening to a lot of these people. They can't keep up with the lies that they told on your name. They cannot keep up with the lies that they all was in connection with telling and spreading to get a certain outcome for your life. Whether it was to see you fired, to see you down and out somewhere, to see you getting left behind, to see someone break up with you, to see you somewhere losing something that you worked so hard to maintain and attain and gain in your life. Whatever it is, whatever lies people told, however people went up against you, trying to sabotage you, ruin you, to attack you, your silence and your strength is exposing who these people are and exposing how dark and evil and cruel they are as a person. People are baffled and they feel shame for even allowing these people to get this far with ruining your name. People are ashamed. I'm trying to tell you something. That's why a lot of people are going to be trying to come back, trying to apologize, trying to make things right in whatever way that they can, because they realize you was never the enemy. You were never the problem. But see, that's the thing with a lot of people. And that's what you're realizing. That's why you have to protect yourself. Just because you're sweet, just because you're kind, just because you do everything in right and decent order, that doesn't mean that other people have to respect you for it, be loyal to you for it, or do right by you. That's the world that we live in. And that's what you're waking up and realizing. A lot of people that you thought that you can trust, a lot of people that you had left behind, that you thought wished you well, that you thought would be happy for you, after seeing how hard and how much you had to struggle, how much you've been hurt in your life. You will never understand the darkness that dwells within people, that people were actually happy that you was going through that. They probably on the surface was like, oh, well, you know, you could have done this better, you could have done this, and oh, woe is you, and all this type of stuff. But let me tell you something, people's happy to see you like that. And they're not happy that you were strong enough, wise enough, protected to get through what you got through. But see, you didn't act crazy. You didn't do what would have been expected was for you to lose your mind. What would have been expected was for you to go about and act crazy, delusional. What would have been expected was for you to go back and try to get back on these people, get revenge for these people. But you don't understand. It wasn't just your silence and your strength. It was you being humble. When you could have spoke foul on people, when you could have been angry, when you could have just said whatever. I'm telling you, a lot of people are taking into account your responses, your mannerisms, your movements, the way that you're living your life, and they understand. It's just as clear as day who you are, who you've always been, because you were silent. And you weren't silent because you was no punk. You wasn't silent because you was weak. You was silent because that's what you was instructed to do, because you just knew people gonna be who they gonna be. So you said, you know what, I'm gonna let you do what you big and bad enough to do, and I'm gonna get on to what's meant for me. Because clearly, if this is happening, God had to make me uncomfortable in order for me to wake up and realize that this isn't where I need to be. This isn't where I need to lay my roots. This isn't where I need to ground myself. This isn't where I need to be, and getting complacent and getting comfortable. When God starts shaking things up and making things uncomfortable for you, it's because he's trying to prepare you and get you ready for the next big thing in your life that he wants you to be a part of and step into. The only thing that's happened is that in you being silent and you being strong and having that wherewithal just to get through, I don't think you understand how strong you have to be when everything fails, when you losing things, when you're not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, but you're still able to be level-headed. To understand, you know what, I still got to get up, I still got a job, I still got money in the bank. It's not bad how it could be. So let me work with what I got to make it to where I want it to be, to get to where I want to be, to see the things that I want to see. That takes a strong-minded individual. So despite what people were saying, what they can never say is that you're weak. What they can never say is that you're not a survivor. What they can't say is that you're not protected and that you're not a child of God. Do you understand what I'm saying? But what they can say is that it was wrong, dead wrong, to do what they did to you, to say what they said about you. You long gone. So whatever outcome these people have to go through, they know that it's one that they deserve because of what they've done. Your silence and your strength spoke volumes as to who you are, who these people are, and what they did to you. And really what you had to endure at one point in time when you was cool with these people, around these people, and probably trusting these people or working with these people. These people are getting exposed, and things are becoming clear as to who you are as a person. Do you understand what I'm saying? And everything that you had to go through and how you overcame. I'm proud of you. And God is too, because you listened and you was obedient. Understand why you're getting rewarded in this season. I want you to understand that. It ain't because you did everything perfect. It's because you had a whole lot of people behind the scenes, maybe trying to do crazy things to you that they thought God couldn't see. And I don't understand how they could think that. I don't understand that. People do things and they think because ain't nobody around them when they're doing it that nobody can put the book on them and slap the book on them, lay the law on them. But God was watching them when they was doing that mess to you. God was watching when they was grouping up. God was watching when they was laughing at you. God was watching when they was lying on you. God was watching when they stand up in that living room talking your business, but acting like they cool with you, acting like they love you, acting like they, oh, you know, we got. I'm your family. I don't care who you are, an ex-friend, a family, a foe, whoever you are, an enemy, an ally, a supporter. I go off of actions. If these people truly cared about the friendship and the relationship and the value that you brought to them, be it working with them, for them, they would have never did what they did to you. But because they did what they did, God is bringing the very law down on their heads for every lie they told, for every situation that they placed you in, for every attack that they sent your way. Your silence and your strength was your saving grace. Without you even doing nothing, without anybody representing you, taking up for you, your silence and your strength in the midst of adversity, in the midst of opposition, In the midst of you being criticized, oh my God, you don't even understand the lies that was told on you. You weren't there. You don't even understand how people was watching you, talking, spreading your business. You don't know what was said, what was seen, what was done. All you knew was, I got to keep moving forward and staying on my path and staying on my journey. And whatever I got to do to get there, I'm going to get there, man. I don't care about you. I don't care about you. I don't hate you. I ain't talking about you. I ain't focused on you. But they was on you, because it's what I'm saying. You can do wrong to a person. You can betray a person. You can leave a person. You can move on with your life. But let me tell you something. Your energy, the way that you move, the way that you love these people, the way that you supported these people, you was loyal, respected. It left an everlasting imprint on these people. So no matter what they did to you, they will never be able to forget you. And that's why that guilt is eating them alive. And that's why their life is going to have a series of unfortunate events for what they did to you. It ain't because you prayed for their demise. You did what God told you to do. You stayed silent. You stayed down till you came up. You stayed silent till it was time to be loud. You were strong. You still strong. And that's how you're able to move the way that you move now and get through every situation that you're in life. No matter what you go through, the highs, the lows, the ups, the downs, fluctuations, you're always able to get through. That's why you had to go through what you went through in the beginning, to get you in that mindset. Thank God in advance for what's about to take place. And thank God in advance for exposing who these people were, vindicating you, clearing off your name, and bringing you justice and bringing you favor. The victory is yours because you are a soldier in the army of the Lord. They couldn't bring you down. They couldn't keep you down. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because you're a soldier and you're a survivor. And on that note, I want you to understand that if you need a friend, you got it in me. If you need love, you got it in me. If you need inspiration, motivation, a life example, you already know you got it in me. I'm your sister. I'm your friend. I come with that real, never that fake. I keep it 100 with you. I keep it a buck with you. Continue to reach one, teach one, bring others to the JC gang. And until next time, y'all stay prayed up and be blessed.